talk about a movie review for the Kingdom of the Planet Apes, and I'm gonna do a explicit version. I won't even call it an explicit version, but I'm gonna do a real version of the movie. You know what I'm saying, on the Patreon. So by the time y'all see that go up, that should be going up too. So I don't know, right around that time. All right. So this might go up Sunday, Monday. I'm not sure. It depends on how it falls. So for the most part, this movie was basically after Caesar died sometime. They said generations. At one point in the movie, it said some years. So I don't know, a generation, how many years between millennials and Gen Z or whatever the hell it is. And birth, what is it, like maybe 10 years in birth, 10 years in difference from the, the start of Gen Z and to the end of a millennium. I don't remember, but whatever it may be, right? So basically what happened was this. You would think Hollywood would go with the de facto mundo, same ass storyline, Caesar great-great-grandson or his great-grandson or great-great-grandson or something like that. No, they didn't go with that. They basically did something off cue. And you got to know the history of these movies even going back. I think at one point in one of the movies back in the day, because it is a remake, it was like, I think maybe, was it time travel? Somewhere to time travel or a space warp or something like that, and they ended up on the planet of the apes. So it was different from then and now. From how the storyline is different, because I think the space astronauts, they end up getting the time warp, and then they ended up on the planet where one of them where the apes were the dominant species and the humans were the slaves or whatever, right? I know one of the movies was like that, and this one, for the most part, it showed you on Earth, this kind of series, it showed you on Earth how, basically Caesar fought for, the apes, but he basically was fighting for apes and monkeys and more apes and humans to coexist together. And then, I really broke it down like that because now the message is always distorted. What's the game where you play in preschool where you tell, the color is blue, you tell Todd as the teacher, and then to get around about 16 to 20 students, and by the time you get around, it went from the color being blue to the color being pink. So the message through generations get lost. But through books and through the knowledge and information, you can find the truth, and the same thing going on today. So for the most part, you had some people, a group of apes, or I would call them a clan or whatever. They message of Caesar's message was different. They basically, their king was basically calling him Caesar and telling them to apes and humans living alike. It's just, us apes and F the humans. So they basically went in there and, with a hardcore message, they basically was going around taking over other ape clans and putting them in, their area and making them slaves and shit, trying to open up this door, in which this door had all the weapons and had these weapons that really would have turned it in their favor. Which it really wasn't no war between them and the humans. They basically was separated, and the humans, some of them could talk, some of them can't talk. Because if you remember, in the first Planet of the Apes in this series with James Franco, they was working on viruses and shit, or they was working on stuff to make monkeys smarter, and the virus ended up spreading, and it made the apes smarter, but it made the humans dumber. But just like some of the viruses get out here, some people are immune to the virus. I mean, you go check out that movie The Maze Runner. It's a book. I want to read the book too. I got to get around to it. And in the book, in a Maze Runner, some of the kids were immune to the virus, and basically a lot of the humans create their own issues when it comes to these viruses and stuff in these movies. And even in real life, I think they were saying that the jab ended up coming from a Asian, street meat market or something like that, allegedly. This just was a rumor. So, some of this stuff is they being honest. Everybody looking at AI and all that, but some of this stuff they looking honest. But they honest about. So you know, at the end of the day, that's, you know, what tore it up for them, you know, and you know, that's what kind of, you know, tore it up. But then you start turning around and you know, you get to the present day, you know, and you got some, you know, a lot of the apes didn't know, you know, because they all separate, living in their different eras, and know humans can talk or whatever. They were smart. So obviously you got the rebels of Houston, the humans that are smart, that's trying to figure out communication, and they think is they want to take back their world and stuff. But these other ape clan going around trying to get this door open, which it was like a shelter bomb with all information, even, you know, info on how to reverse the virus or how to cure the humans of the virus is inside that thing. So long story short, well, I won't say short, but basically what happened was you had an ape named Noah or whatever, and they had this rites of passage where his clans raised birds or whatever, and they used birds, and they, you know, sung to them, and the birds helped attack and helped them out or whatever. So they had this rites of passage day where once a year they got to go get a certain type of egg, and when the egg hatches, the bird becomes theirs. They raise the bird as their personal own. His father was like the bird master. He was the bird master, so he had to climb and get an egg. So they climbed, him and his homegirl and his homeboy, they climb and get this egg or whatever, right? It was only 3. So rule is, you know, his father is the elder statesman of the clan and the master of the birds or whatever. If it's 3 and it's 3 of them, you gotta leave 1 egg for the mother bird. So he gave the 2 eggs to his homeboy and homegirl. He said, you know, he'll figure it out. His homegirl said we could raise it together, but you know, his dad, you gotta do it traditional. So long story short, he climbed, even he was an elite climber. He climbed higher, almost died, got the 3rd egg or whatever, got an egg for himself, and you know, he got an egg for himself or whatever, and you know, but as they was coming back to their horses after he gathered the egg, you know, they seen the human that was following them or whatever, and they tried to get the human, and they can't go into the valley, whatever. That's forbidden, whatever, and they didn't. The human left her whatever, her throw or her sweater behind. He brought the sweater back. His dad cussed him out like, you chilling with the humans? We tell you still out the valley. He like, hell no, you know what I'm saying? They was over on this side, all right? Long story short, the other apes, that the ape gang or whatever, that wanted to steal all of them, whatever, that enslaved his people, whatever, you know, they must have got the scent of the human on their side, so they came and attacked their clan. But before that happened, you know, he, you know, searching around or whatever. I don't know what he was doing inside the tent. He was doing something inside the tent, and the human girl, I think he was trying to see her. She was following him. So the human girl inside the tent or whatever, and she was playing him pretty much damn near the whole time. You know, she, you know, and then she runs, crushes his egg. And this is why I say everything happened for a reason. Crushed his egg, so he got to go find another egg. Late night before the rites of passage in the morning, he told his homeboy, I'm gonna go find another egg. So he leaves. He comes back. You know, he leaves and he's seeing this gang attacking people. He come back. They're attacking his clan. Long story short, took the dad out because he's the elder statesman. And then they you know, take the, you know, the gorilla try to kill his ape, try to kill him after he killed his dad. Threw him off the building and shit. And you know, once he threw him off the building and shit, they thought he was dead, but he wasn't. They took his clan, enslaved his clan and shit. And so he went on a, you know, journey to get his clan, met some people, whatever. You know, whatever, long story short, they ended up capturing him and the old girl, and they killed this homeboy he met across the way. Now the homeboy he met across the way, the ape, they had killed his clan and took over his clan and killed his people, but he had the knowledge about who Caesar really was, and they documented things in books. And he was schooled Noah on, like, Caesar wanted apes and humans to coexist together. Now, but his clan didn't know that, so they all thought, like, apes stay with apes, humans stay over there, we don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with us. But that was Caesar's message. You know, he wanted them to come together, and he fought for that. And obviously, you know, naturally, your thing is my people stay with my people, your people stay with your people. You can't trust them. They want power. They want to recontrol, you know. That's what Caesar was getting about. So they gonna want to, you know, they ain't gonna cohabitate with us. They want to rule back over us. So Caesar was, you know, so that was Caesar fighting for or whatever. And, you know, obviously his message got lost, but they documented it. So the other ape schooled Noah about what really was going on and what Caesar wanted. And, you know, Noah told his people, like, you know, our elders didn't know this, but this is what he wanted, blah, 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 blah. So long story short, they get captured or whatever, and they take him and the girl and shit, because they killed the homeboy or whatever. They take them to the camp where they got their people at and shit, right? So he get there or whatever, and he fixed one of their weapons, because they ain't got no weapons. All the weapons is in the bomb shelters and hidden. So the guns and all that shit, I'm thinking, like, I ain't shooting motherfuckers. Then it's bomb shelter and probably bomb shelters across the U.S. So they got another human that speak. They captured him. Well, I don't know if they could say they captured him, but long story short, they got him. He a famous actor too. He from that movie, that show Shameless. I think he was the Pops. I ain't watched too much of it. So they get his ass, whatever. And then, you know, they got him there, and they put old girl with him, and they basically wanted old girl to tell them how to get in the bomb shelter. They saw Noah was an exceptional, smart, and crafty ass ape. So they was trying to get him, you know, like, did she tell you how to get in there or whatever? So long story short, you know, anytime somebody enslave your people, so him and the white girl ended up working together because she could speak. They found out she could speak and shit. And her whole thing was, we get into this bomb shelter, I gotta destroy this shit, because if he get his hands on it, because he couldn't get inside it, it's a wrap for everybody. He get these guns, these weapons, it's a wrap. He killing us with tasers. He beating ours with tasers and shit. So they work together to get on the inside of that bomb shelter. She show them how to get in. They get in. And they start seeing the books, like children books, of how, you know, in the past, they were slaves and they was in zoos and shit. So they all looking at shit like, what the fuck is this? Because they can't read, because, you know, that's, you know, whatever. That's what they used to, you know, print on or whatever. So they can't read and shit. So she see all the guns and shit and all the weapons. She know if the king, he called himself Caesar something, he get in there, it's a wrap. So they open it up. They got a plan to blow it up, like blow the dam up that they got blocking the water. So when they blew the dam up, the water go into the bomb shelter and destroy all the weapons and all that shit and all that information. All she really wanted was the what you call it, let's say the cure, the ingredients from the cure or whatever, and it helped them communicate. So she needed to get some shit to help them communicate and get the cure or whatever. So she get what she looking for. She find the guns, because they overdoing some other. They used to be motherfucking, you know, in zoos and shit. So long story short, they open it up. They got a plan to blow the dam up. So they start saying, like, what's inside or whatever, or what's her plan, because the king monkey of Caesar, he wasn't dumb. He knew that they had a plan to kill his ass or kill them. So Noah wouldn't tell him and shit. So long story short, they tried to kill his girl or whatever. The white girl had the gun, shot the monkey. You know what I'm saying? The evil monkey. And then he was like, you know, Noah told her, the main monkey character, ape character, like, don't blow the dam, because you gonna kill my clan. And she like, oh, fuck that. If he get his hands on that shit, it's a wrap. So she blow the dam regardless. They all got to climb and run and shit. He got to battle the henchmen or whatever. Shit mad crazy, right? Long story short, he can get off on the henchmen. They make it, all his clan make it to the top to safety. But then the King Caesar, the fake Caesar up there, and he like, man, you played us, you trusting this human and shit. That bitch gonna turn on you. Now this the messed up, the crazy part. So he started beating Noah ass, you know, whatever. But then Noah didn't really know how to master the birds like that, but like his father did. But he ended up figuring it out. And, you know, I'll leave that to the end. So long story short, they get through that. You know, they get through that, right? So they get through all of that. They go back to the crib or whatever. And this is what I really want to speak on, right? But I'm gonna speak on this in another video, in the Patreon video. So, old girl escaped with the guns and horses or whatever. She used Caesar. She used Noah. For whatever reason, she picked him. She used him to get to that shelter. So she had an alternative plan. So she was with, like, the rebel forces of the humans, where they trying to do, all the smart humans, they trying to communicate, and they trying to communicate and you know, and basically redominate the world and shit. You know, the apes want to go for that shit. So long story short, he rebuilded his clan or whatever. They rebuilding their area. So she showed back up. So she pull up or whatever. So they're like, hey, no, she up there. He talked to her and he like basically like, y'all want to put us back to where how it was, and we ain't going back to that shit. And she knew it was a chance that they was gonna kill her ass. But so she had the pistol like hid behind her just in case he tripped. But he was like, man, you know what, man, but Caesar didn't want that. He wanted us to work together. But, we ain't going back to being zoo animals and shit. And they came to understand it. So the old boy that schooled him on what Caesar wanted and had the receipts, he gave him a cross or a medallion that represented, with a unity, whatever. He gave it to her and told her best of luck. So she ran right back to the rebel forces because that's where she was from or whatever. And they got the technology out of that bomb shelter to communicate. So, so basically they want to redominate the humans or the apes. And he told her like, I ain't going for that bullshit. He said we can coexist, but after what she did, and she didn't do it out of she did it out of if dude got them guns, it was a wrap. They can never take back over. It was a wrap for everybody. So to me, she made the right decision. But he like, oh, you could have killed my people though. And I know y'all want to redominate us after reading that children's book about how they was in zoos and shit. So she thought she was gonna go left because he tried to take everybody out, but she had to because if the king got his hands on them guns, it was over with. Then she had the pistol behind her back and shit ready to kill Noah. After Noah did all that shit for her ass, ready to kill him. But he took the high road, gave her the medallion, wished her best of luck, and that was what it was. And she ran right back on it, and she used him to get the shit that he needed. He really needed her because he had to get into that vault. He had to get into that bomb shelter to save his people. That pretty much was the only way. So, but she was ready to knock dude off after all he did. But hey, he took the high road. He got schooled. And had he not got schooled and listened to what his elders told him, you know what I'm saying, never knew, he probably would have tried to kill or got killed. But long story short, I'm going to talk about the true meaning of Planet of the Apes. Why people, because it's crazy though. But man, it was a good movie, man, to be honest. I would say it's about an 8 out of 10. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. But it's so much deeper meaning to that movie, bruh, for real. So much deeper meaning to that movie, man. But hey, check out the movie reviews. I didn't expect it to be this long, but it was really good, man. And I would like to see the version of where it's basically the humans, they got the technology and they probably we know what they're gonna take back over of it. Take over. So but yeah, we'll see, man. But I appreciate y'all. Check out the Patreon. Free for the first 7 days. So I'm gonna really dig into the meaning of the movie, kind of the real meaning of it. But hey, hit the link tree, Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, X, Spotify, Amazon Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Hit the link tree, take you there. Peace.